The space has just become even more spectacular for us to engage people. Everything that we did, the lighting, the video, the sound, it helped us achieve even a higher level of engagement with our people than we thought was even possible. Our deal is not to put on a production, but to encourage people to worship with us. And it's not an obtrusion, but it's more of something that draws people in, that allows us to engage them in worship, and that's what it's all about.
One of the strengths of Paragon 360 is they work with churches. So when they came into our setting, they knew that they were coming into a place where worship was important, where everyone being able to hear was essential, and where the preaching of God's Word had to be able to go forth in the various inflections of the presenter in a way that everyone would be able to engage, and they've done a phenomenal job here.
One of the concerns I had for the logistics and communication of a project this size was the communication and the logistics. With Paragon being in Missouri and a contractor and architect here, that was probably, if you asked me early on, and even before we started, that was my biggest concern. That was certainly my biggest concern. But Paragon, Donnie Bronner and his team did an excellent job. Communication was over the top, exceeded our expectations in response time. Paragon 360 met everything they said. They met the timelines, they met the price. Renovation this big, I felt like it was flawless, couldn't have been any better.
The exciting thing about using Paragon is they were able to help our architect even look at it from a church standpoint. But we were able to talk with one group who were able to put together a turnkey type package for us, understanding our needs as a church, but then also having the expertise to take us to that next level that we wanted to go to in the area of our renovations.
I've known about Paragon for years. I've seen the work they've done, and really in the course of time I've known Paragon, they've gone from just being maybe one or two things to doing all the things. But there's really no other company that can take all the aspects of a worship center, the scenic, the lighting, the audio, the video, and move it together in such a pattern and a synergistic way to where it becomes just so easy to use it to engage people in worship. It's just a powerful thing, and as we looked, very few people that can draw it all together to where there's just one person to go to where all the pieces fit seamlessly together and allow us to use them in a seamless way.
The Paragon 360 team listened to our desires, and they really delivered in this project. We had a unique set of items that we really wanted that most churches may not have asked for. So we were a little bit worried at the beginning, like, are they going to listen to us? Or are they going to give us a template we need to fall into? But it wasn't the case. It was, they listened to what we needed, and everything that came back just worked out great from that.
Well, the value of the overall project's been amazing. Even before we even started construction, our appraisal came in at $6.5 million. And from the renderings that Paragon 360 and the whole group put together, came to $10.7 million for the new appraisal for the facility. I'm anxious to have them back because the paper doesn't do it justice, but it was an amazing investment to increase the value of our building.
There's no way we could have done this. If we'd have built a new building, this same thing would have cost millions of dollars more because our project was very, very large. But the way they do it in such a cost-effective way and bring a lot of ideas to the table, but yet are listening to what you want to do.
In regards to transformation of this worship center, it exceeds all our expectations. Quite frankly, the warmth, there's greater warmth in the room, there's greater flow in the room. It's all new, so it's breathed new life into our worship. The sound is impeccable. Everybody that's engaged, it's almost like Jet's talking to them. That's pretty amazing. And for me, I don't really have sensitive ears, so it hurts to be loud sometimes. We're running this worship center at the same decibels what I used to think was loud, but it's so smooth now that you just enjoy worship and being in the presence of the King. Transformation, absolutely 100% different. No gray area, no nothing. Just like walking into a new facility. If we'd have put blindfolds on and walked in here, we'd have thought we were in a complete different facility. It was amazing. If there's a client that's looking to partner with Paragon, I'd like to tell you it is a partnership. The men work with integrity, they work with character. They do what they say they're going to do. They do it on time, and they walk with the King. And I would encourage you to look no further. If you've done your due diligence and it's brought you this far, just choose Paragon and get to work. it's the right thing to do.